Welcome to Guns and Gear Network, everyone. Appreciate you tuning in today. Today we are going to discuss the differences in the Firestik CB radio antennas. And because there's a little bit of confusion, I think, even one myself, I have to kind of double check which model I'm looking at when I'm looking at maybe purchasing one. And I just got another one in the other day, did a little switching around of my setup, and I bought a different one this time just to kind of be able to show you guys the difference, and I wanted to try it anyway. So you have different models, and there's the original model that's called the KW. The K as in King, W as in William, the KW model, and it is, all antennas have to be shortened or lengthened to tune to get your SWR readings correct. This is not about a video about that, so you can research that a little bit on your own, but they definitely have to be tuned. Well, the problem with, and I'll show you how it works, this one, if you look, it has this little cover tip here, and you cut it literally with a hacksaw. The problem with this style is if you cut it too short, exactly, you can't add back. So if you accidentally would cut it too short, it may not work optimal for your particular application. So the next version is the Tunable Tip Style, and they've got a couple different model numbers. So they have one called the Firefly or the FL version. So this is the FL, and it has this tunable tip. So if you notice, it has this little piece here that you unscrew and loosen it, and then you can go up and down with this piece here and tune it however you need, up or down. And once you get done with everything and get everything set up, then you're good to go. Now, I will mention this, as you're tuning these, once you take this cap off and make your adjustment, put the cap back on, check your SWR readings, and then if you need to make another adjustment, pull the cap off, make the adjustment again, put the cap back on, check your readings. Putting the cap back on is important because whatever reason, I thought I would, back some time ago, I was thinking I had my SWR readings okay, and then I put my cap back on, go check, and it'd be off again. So you need to check it with the cap on. So just make sure you're doing that. So the next version is the FS2 or the FS model. So this is the FL, Frank Lincoln. The other one that you see here on my rig now is the FS or the Frank Sam version, and it also has a tunable tip. So one of the main differences, these are both 4-foot antennas, but if you look, the diameter on the red one is larger. So that's the main difference in it. The difference would be that it is a larger diameter. Now, there's advantages and disadvantages to either style, but I'll go ahead and show you the tunable tip on this. I can get it off and hold the camera, maybe not. Well, I can't get it off with holding the camera, so that's okay. But it's got the same exact system. So if you look, this says the FS or the Firestik 2. So the advantages and disadvantages. So this one is not going to be quite as wind resistant, and you're going to have to use a pretty heavy spring because it is a fairly heavy antenna. So keep that in mind. The other one, not quite as heavy, but it's not quite as heavy duty either, just based on that. I ran them both. I've ran that one for years. I ran one like this on a different rig for years, no problems. I did have to put it on and make sure I put it on a real stiff spring. Matter of fact, when I switched it out after getting this one, I had to change my spring out. The other one was a medium duty spring, and it did fine for this lighter antenna. The heavy duty antenna had to go on for this one. The heavy duty spring had to go on for that one. So they make two other versions, one called the Road Pal and one called the Designer. I don't have either one of those here, but these three types are the most popular, and the price differences, believe it or not, are not that great between them, and so it's kind of your personal preference. I was in one of my local four-wheel drive shops the other day, and they had Firestik antennas sitting there for like $19.95. So I get to look and thought, that's a pretty good price. I may just buy it here and I won't order. Well, I get to looking, and you have to kind of look close and figure out which ones you're buying because they all look the same. The details is what is the model number. and the style, because all of theirs were cut to tune. So you had to cut them all to be able to tune them, and I didn't want to do that. So I wound up just ordering one. They're kind of hard to find unless you go to even, you know, specialized larger truck stop or something, if you want to find one in person and buy it. So you're probably going to buy these on the internet. And I think that's part of the reason I wanted to do the videos, because some people might order the wrong thing, thinking, hey, it's a 4-foot, it's red, it's a Firestik, that's the one I want. Next thing you know, you get it and you say, man, I can't get my SWR readings correct. What's going on? Because you're new to CB, and you get to reading around and it says, hey, you have to tune it. And you say, okay, how do I tune it? Next thing you know, you look in your model, you have to cut. It doesn't have the tunable tip. So if it's me personally, I'm buying the one with the tunable tip. That's just me. Ever since they came out with that and I started using it, I like them. So that's what I would do. But anyway, I hope that clears kind of some things up with the different style antennas that you see around, because I guarantee you some people are just ordering them because they're 4-foot and they're red. And the reason is they're ordering it because they want one a certain length, because of whatever the look they want or the whatever on the rig, and then they want red or black or whatever. And they got different colors like red, black, white, even got red, white, and blue. So there's a bunch of different colors you can buy for these, because it's kind of personal preference also. So anyway, that just kind of gives you some ideas. But anyway, guys, appreciate you tuning in. If you got any questions, you can post those below. If you like our videos, give us a thumbs up. If you would share content, it's over there in that section also. And as always, guys, like, share, and subscribe. Bring another video shortly. Have a great day.